Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of 20ish podcast. So, today the topic is how US companies are actually licking the legs of Chinese authorities to stay there or to gain profit from there.
Yeah, so the whole episode will revolve around how China is actually trying to capture them and retain them. And in the longer run, they are what the companies have to do is that they have to bootleg. And I know this sound very bad to you, but throughout the episode, we will give instances that will actually prove that yes, these companies and the CEOs they have to talk good about China and the norms there of the relations with other countries so that they get a larger share of the Chinese market. So let us
Yeah,
just start with the episode.
yeah. So, actually, now it has become a mandate for them to, talk good about China everywhere, like on social media and everywhere, so that people actually think that China is actually doing so good and businesses flourishing there, and people have a lot of options, like in when it comes to job or in any sector it
Yeah,
may concern.
even in the previous episodes, we have talked about how Chinese people their minds are brainwashed that China is the best. The West is also
Hmm.
looking at China now. The West is at a decline, and stuffs like that. And they are made to believe that China and Chinese are supreme. So the companies also have to, mold themselves and their environment accordingly.
Yeah, so maybe we'll start with uh, the reason why US companies are inclining towards China or
Yes,
have been inclined towards China. So I guess
yes.
the first major reason is that China offers a very good, tax rate to them. Like it's really lower than most of the countries, and also it's not only just tax, but also it has a kind of a lot of labor market, and also being a communist country, the companies don't have to think a lot about the freedom of speech things, or the work life balance or anything like that, which
Yeah,
actually helps them.
yeah, exactly. And in India, the tax system it is very, very complicated. I mean, I am a BCom student, so I know that even the people who have some experience with tax, you can go and ask them that this system is so complicated. Even the software where you have to upload your tax-related documents and stuffs like that, it is also very complicated. But China, on the other hand, these things are very easy there.
Yeah, actually they have eased out the process so that a lot of people invest in China, and that was a major
Yes.
goal, and it has actually succeeded in luring a lot of companies there.
Yeah, so the crux of this point is that China is providing ease of business, and as we have mentioned in the previous episodes, that a country that has more ease of business that will attract more customers and of course more producers, investors.
Yeah, actually, also there are other I guess other reasons which make China a business destination, and that is a very good infrastructure system, and
Yeah,
also kind of the inter actually the interlinking or the logistic costs, which is really low there. Like it's also a bit eased out there. Like you can uh, we can actually, and also like it really helps in the freight transportation issues, like not issues, but it actually helps in freight transportation, because that has what made China a manufacturing hub. So it is very important that they work on their freight movement thing.
yeah. I mean, the road and the rail transport system there is actually very good. And
Yeah,
I have read some articles regarding that, and I can assure you that it is actually very good. And this is the reason why companies like Tesla and Apple are actually, very much attracted towards them.
exactly. Also a lot other reasons are also there, but I think these were the major reasons
Yeah,
behind it.
and as we mentioned in the first half of the episode, that how we will give instances. So let us now give some instances that how these companies have to bootlick China and its authorities in order to retain and sustain in the market. So the first example is we will actually give a link to that in the description box below, and it is how the CCP actually completed 100 years.
Hmm.
Chinese Communist Party completed
Yeah.
its 100 years, and there was an article published on Twitter regarding that. And Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, he commented on that post that of course China is actually a very good company, a country.
Country.
Yeah, yeah. I mean
And it's
the kind of market that they have there, and the steps that they took to become a superpower. All that are so admirable. And
hmm.
though we agree that China took a lot of steps to become what it is today, and that is not admirable. Okay, it
Hmm.
is good. We can say that, yeah, it is good. But in the longer run, if you see that the human rights violations, the Uyghur Muslims, that
Yeah,
instance,
sure.
so a lot of things like that, it actually got accumulated. So if you can say that that US and India, they are the hub of free speech. So even though a lot of people in India say that they don't have freedom of speech and stuff like that, but at least the condition is not like China. Because
China, of
what
course.
happened, actually there was a blogger who mentioned that China lost more soldiers than India in the Galwan Valley crash, and he was actually arrested, and he was put to some kind of extreme conditions until he actually accepted the fact that no, China won in the Galwan Valley crash with India. So you can
Yeah,
see how that person's freedom of speech got deteriorated. I mean, even as Indian, uh, your and my views on Galwan Valley crash can be different. There are some people who go on to say that, oh no, China won and stuff like that, but it does not mean that the government of India put them on jail for saying that, for making that statement.
also this is very common in China, like you cannot speak against the
The country,
party,
the party,
yeah, that
yeah.
party, otherwise you will be in the jail. That's very
And
much
so the
common there.
people who admire China for what it is today, they also have to acknowledge the fact that you do not have anything called freedom of speech there.
Yeah, and also, I mean, China became a superpower so fast because it curbed all the interests of its citizens.
Citizens, yeah, it did.
Yeah, and it is not possible for any other country, any other democratic country to do it because the road to success has a lot of boulders, and China crushed it by, kind of removing the rights from the citizens,
Yeah, and
taking
they
away.
even banned social media
Yeah,
so that
so
people
that,
can't vent out
yeah,
their anger.
mm,
And they banned, Apple Daily recently,
yeah,
which was a
recently,
pro-democratic newspaper. But
actually.
the company Apple, it is actually a very pro-Chinese company.
Mm,
The CEO, Tim Cook, he goes around China. He actually behaves like he's one of the statesmen of China. And his company actually recently they did, they gave the iCloud data to
data
a
to the
government
government.
company, and we discussed it in one of the previous episodes. Uh, we can also give the link to an article published by New York Times that actually proves this. And we are not saying this out of the blue. So
Yeah,
this is
also,
backed by proper
nowadays,
research.
what happens in China is that companies are begging to be there, and the Chinese authorities are kind of, actually threatening them that if they don't,
Comply with
kind of
them.
comply with them, they'll be removed from China. And that's why most of the countries, including Apple and most other companies, are licking their
Tesla,
legs.
Apple.
Tesla, of course,
And
Apple.
I think this is one reason why Tesla is not, so much interested in India, because
Hmm.
they have this market of China where they have to please customers and the
Yeah.
authorities if they want a bigger share. Apple is interested, not that interested, but still it is a little bit interested because it already has a big manufacturing hub in China, and they have given Chinese government the data which is required.
Also, it
So
is very ironic that Apple claims to be the most safest
it is not.
software. Yeah,
Everyone knows today that it is not the most safe and the
really.
safest, because what they are doing with their Chinese customer, after what they did with their Chinese customers, they can't make this statement anymore.
Of course, that's what I said. It is really
And
ironic.
and still there are some loyal Apple customers who are like, no, Apple is the best, this, that. I mean, if Android were doing this or Google were doing this, the whole world
Hmm.
would have been talking about this. But the fact that this is done by Apple and a fraction of people are talking about it, it is very sad to see. And at the
Yeah.
very same time, it is good to see that Apple has made such, loyal fan base.
Yeah. Also, we'll talk about the business environment in
And
China, like we
also,
have been talking
uh,
about it.
I had one more point. So
Yeah.
also the same goes with Tesla. They have, the CEO Elon Musk has created such a big fan base that people are not talking
Hmm.
that how he has to comply with the Chinese authorities to stay there. I mean, they are putting a lot of efforts. Tesla is putting a lot of efforts to please the authorities, and let's see where it goes. Maybe it becomes the next Apple of, the next Apple of China.
Yeah. Also, the recent doxing issue that happened in Hong Kong is also forcing a lot of companies to get out of China because it's really like a major thing for them. But let's see what happens in the doxing case.
And we'll talk about it certainly. And also, China is such a, I mean, I don't know what to call it. They are so much overconfident that now they're asking that Wuhan Institute of
Hmm.
Virology should get a
Get a
Nobel Prize
Nobel
in
Peace
Peace.
Prize.
No, please.
Literally.
I mean, I want this
Hmm.
confidence in my life.
Me too.
So, I mean, you can even see that this virus which came out of China,
Hmm.
and now we do not even know how it came out of it. Did it come out of a wet market or did it come out of a lab? We cannot even know that because the country which is involved is, it is not very pro freedom of speech and right to
Yeah.
information kind of country. I mean, would it have been India? I'm pretty sure that India or USA, I'm pretty sure that this origin of the virus could have been traced more easily. But
Yes.
that is not in the case of China.
Of course, China is a communist country which doesn't allow you to speak. They just give you a paper and you just have to speak what's written in it. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, so now let us come to the second part of this episode.
Yeah. And that is how actually China is using US companies in spreading its propaganda that China is world's best country at the present time, and how its development is a great success, and all that stuff.
Yes. So,
So to start with, actually, not like we said that the CEOs or head of the companies of most of the companies like Apple, Tesla, or in fact any other country, like the ones which are operating in China, have actually, they are actually using the social media to show people that China is doing a great job. It has really got developed in such a knack of time, and which actually makes a difference, because when a person sitting in US or UK sees that, they don't get into the real debate: is China, has China developed, or is it a developing
is it just,
nation?
I mean,
Yeah.
of course it is a developed nation, but is it
Yeah.
crushing the rights of its
Yeah.
citizens in order to become the developed country of the world?
Actually,
I mean,
and
most developed country of this world.
yeah, most of the most of the people around the globe just think that China is a success story, because in just a very little time they have succeeded a lot. They are one of the most powerful countries in the world, but they want people to see that they have done it in a very organized way and in a very peaceful manner, which isn't true.
Yeah,
And all
it
the
is not.
CEOs and head of the companies are actually trying to, it's like they are the messenger of China, and spreading their success stories to the world without actually knowing what happened there.
I mean, everyone, I mean, the most of the influential people who are spreading this message knows that China crushes the right of its individuals,
Yeah.
I mean, the citizens, and of course, the Uyghur Muslim issue.
Mm.
Even recently, I read a headline. I did not go into the depth of that article, and it was that, the Taliban, these people, they are saying that they are aware that how Muslims are getting lynched. I mean, Muslims are getting threatened in countries like Palestine, Israel, but they are, and they will do something about it, but they will not do anything about whatever is happening with Uyghur Muslims in China. I mean, see,
It is
not
very
just the heads of
strategic.
company. I mean, not just
Yeah,
the heads of the companies, even these groups are now
yeah.
doing the same.
Actually, this is very like China has used all of this very strategically, because all the OIC countries are actually, uh, supporting China even after knowing this issue. Most of them, they don't, like what is happening in Palestine is also happening in China with the Uyghur Muslims, but they see it in a totally different packet, and that's
Yeah,
really disturbing. Like, how can you say that a part of the community is, part of the community is actually getting crushed and suffering, while the other half, you just leave them like they are not yours?
exactly. And China did all this very strategically because
And
now
also the
they are,
OIC came forward and said that they would want to, send a troop or force to Kashmir to ensure that
yeah,
the peace is, there is peace
peace
in
is
Kashmir.
maintained there.
I mean, seriously, like this is called double face. India never actually tried in interfering in any of the personal internal matters, whereas OIC, a lot of countries in the OIC, countries which have really good ties with India, but still, trying to interfere in a country's internal matter, whereas they should actually do that with China. But
They are not
power
doing it
speaks.
because, yeah, exactly. China is very powerful, number one. Number two, a lot of their interests are getting fulfilled
Hmm.
by China. And number three, I think that whatever they are doing, especially in this Kashmir issue, uh,
Hmm.
you see, you see a kind of pattern here, right? See,
Yeah.
when India was very much close with Donald Trump, these people
Hmm.
never ever tried to interfere in this matter. Even I think Saudi Arabia or UAE, someone, either of
Hmm.
the two said that it is India's matter. We
Yeah.
don't want to speak. And
Hmm.
most of the people out there started saying that it is India's kind of a surgical
Personal
strike.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of a surgical strike India did on Pakistan. And now that the government in the US has changed, and this government actually once wrote on their website that,
Hmm.
I mean, when Joe Biden was not the president or the vice president, when it was Trumpian era, so his website actually wrote an article that stated that how, Kashmiris are getting treated in India. So we
Hmm.
do agree with the fact that their internet connection was not there, and
Yeah.
a lot of other issues were there, but this does not mean that they have to interfere by sending their
Actually,
soldiers or something like that.
whatever happened in Kashmir cannot be, kind of, what we say, compared with what happened in Palestine, or what China
Exactly.
is doing with
I
the
mean, if
Uyghur Muslims, or what Myanmar is doing with,
with
what is this, the community of Muslims that are suffering there. I don't
yeah,
remember the
yeah,
name right now.
I don't remember, but
Yeah.
yeah, a kind of people are even accepting that.
Yeah.
And you know why? I think why the reason why these countries are sending is that because, see, Pakistan is now going to exert a lot of influence on USA because they have this.
Yeah.
Uh, Pakistan is going
Actually,
to exert a lot of influence in the USA because now Taliban is spreading all across the
yeah,
West
and
Asia,
US needs Pakistan to
Pakistan.
keep a check on Taliban.
Yeah, yeah,
So US wants that, so US will actually do anything and everything in its power, that would hurt the sentiments of Indians, and that would hurt the internal integrity of India, because now US is like, we have seen that US has been very selfish when it came to the Afghan war. They left
hmm
Afghanistan without actually
uh,
wondering or thinking what would happen to the Afghan
and
people
they
if
did
they
not
left.
even report it to their army
Yeah.
chief.
Yeah, and now that they need Pakistan, now that they need Pakistan, Pakistan will do anything and everything in their power to crush India internationally,
And you know
because
what?
that's their what motto is. Like
Yeah,
seriously, Pakistan uses terrorism, and Indians, like, we are the one who have actually produced Hafiz Saeed and all that Jaish-e Mohammed groups and
everyone knows that
everyone.
is trash. And you know what
Yeah.
India should do in this matter? See, India is a quad country, but
Yeah.
still, USA is treating it like this. So we
Hmm.
think, this is my opinion, is that India should leave this thing called quad because, see, number one, it is not serving India, and number two, it is actually
Hmm.
taking away India from Russia. Russia is
Yeah.
India's very, very important partner, and at this point of time, when USA is actually going to backstab India, uh,
Hmm.
because they want Pakistan, India should go
Hmm.
to Russia. And I know the 1971 scenario.
US has become what it used to be in the early 2000s, pro Pakistan, because they needed Pakistan back then,
Yeah,
and even today they need Pakistan to keep Taliban at check. So
yeah,
actually, yeah, and also Pakistan went over to the length and said that UK and US should treat Pakistan like they
like
treat
India.
India.
And you
Like
know what?
seriously.
And you know what? I think that in this regard, India should not fully rely on Russia. It should actually
Yeah.
become self-independent,
Of
just like
course,
Israel has
the
become.
yeah, the main reason that we the I don't understand the reason why India, doesn't say a lot of things publicly about all these issues. It keeps silent most of the times. But yeah, actually, this time when the OIC said that they would like to, send a force, actually India reiterated and said that, there's already a peacekeeping UN mission which is going on, and India and Kashmir is an undisputed part of land of India, and which was good. But they should also mention that how India is the most tolerant country according to reports. Like all these people, they don't do their research and just start pointing their guns at us. So
Yes.
please see the reports.
And
Please
you
see
know
what is
what?
happening with the
The the
Baluchis in the
foreigners
Pakistan.
the foreigners they think that Indian Muslims are very much they are very much they are not treated good. But you know
Hmm.
what? They should stop using things like Twitter, and they should actually come to India and see that how
Yeah,
Muslims are treated here. I mean, we have
actually,
Muslim friends, and we treat them like our
we don't
equals.
yeah, actually we don't feel, I mean, first of
We
all,
don't
if
even bring this
huh,
context of religion. For
of course
them,
we don't
for
feel that
us,
they are
they are people.
minority,
And
because
for us they are
they are one
people,
of
for us
us.
they are friends. Yeah, they are one of
Yeah,
us. And this country should actually do a tour of India to see that how much religion harmony is here. I mean, there are some
actually
extremist groups,
that
but
happens
they are very
everywhere.
small in number. They are
Yeah.
very small in number, and they are everywhere, and they are not even seeing what is happening with Muslims in Uyghur region of and I mean, that region of China, and of course in Balochistan of Pakistan.
Yes,
And India,
actually.
I don't know why they are so quiet about this when they should be talking out loudly about this issue.
Yeah.
What will
Ac-
happen? I know that if India start talking loudly about Uyghur Muslims, China will start
mm,
attacking us, and the
yeah.
same will happen if they go and do it with Pakistan. And you know what? I don't know. I don't understand one thing: why the government who is always in power stays quiet when it comes to China. I mean, even when Narendra Modi was in opposition, when
mm,
he was not the prime minister, but he was the chief minister of in Gujarat,
Gujarat.
he used to say a lot of things about how the Congress keeps mumps on Chinese issue and Pakistani issue. And now that he has become the prime minister, what is he doing? He's doing the same thing.
Yeah, there's a difference between preaching and actually,
And I think that this is some sort of internal thing of the PMO, but the PMs of our country are actually made quiet when it comes to China
mm,
and Pakistan. And this might be some internal issue. Who knows?
yeah, we don't know everything, but whatever may it be, but we should actually start, voicing our opinions about this. Otherwise, the whole world in the coming era would see India as a battleground. Like,
Yeah,
seriously, people compare Afghanistan and India. I can't imagine the
man,
scenarios.
the fact that in India we can come out and go and attend college, school as girls, and we can make a podcast
Yeah,
and we can talk
we
to our
can
family
talk
about our
about,
issues.
yeah, we can
Why
talk
are you not considering
about
this
we can talk
factors?
critically about our head of the nations, our prime minister, our council of ministers, or even anyone, until and unless we use words which are really really derogatory, that doesn't, it doesn't affect, our sovereignty or our
Exactly.
integrity.
If we are criticizing someone decently, then we can surely go ahead with it
Yeah,
when in India. But you can't do the same in China.
of course, you cannot even think about it.
Exactly. And just think about the fact that we are recording a podcast and
Hmm.
even our family knows about it. They are supporting us. They are supporting our education. I
Yeah.
mean, these things do not happen in countries like Pakistan and Afghanistan, and that is very shameful and very derogatory. I know. we
Not
shouldn't be
only
saying it, but
Pakistan, even most of the
this
OIC
is the
countries
reality,
doesn't give so much authority to its people, and they say that
especially
that
women.
Kashmir, yeah, especially women. I'm talking about women. That all these OIC countries does not give this voice to their women, which are half of their population, and yet come and kind of say that India should actually work on peacekeeping and stuff.
Exactly.
Please,
And
bro,
you know
don't
what?
teach us what to do. We know it better.
And you know what? Actually, uh, as responsible citizens of this country, maybe we should make an episode wherein we do a reality check that how
Yeah,
much India is actually progressive, especially when it comes to treating, genders equally. And I'm just not talking about girls and boys, but also other genders which are there in the
yeah.
LGBTQ community. How India treats them versus how the other countries who are pointing fingers at India treats them.
Like recently China had started China's state owned some social media app has started deleting the other genders profiles like the LGBTQ.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
I
this is, you know what? I'm
read
not
that
very
somewhere.
shocked. I'm not shocked, honestly.
Yeah,
And you know what? India actually should do something about it. That its soft power is getting crushed. People have a
hmm,
negative opinion about it, and India should do something about it. And you know what? This podcast is actually trying to cater that. And we recently started talking in English because we want to reach a bigger audience and want to
yeah.
preach the world that India is not what you think. It is much, much
Much,
ahead.
much. Yeah, actually, India is one of the
And
most tolerant country you'll ever see. That's,
yeah,
and
and
I'm
most
saying it
innovative.
on, I'm saying it publicly, and no one can challenge me on that, and I'm sure of it.
Yeah, same here. I can say this publicly, and if you want to challenge, then why not come to our podcast and
Yeah,
talk about
please,
it?
yes. We can give you facts about how tolerant a country is, our country India is.
And we'll actually give a link of Pew Research which happened
Yeah,
recently,
yeah.
and you can see that for yourself.
Yeah, coming back to the
To our
business in
topic,
China
yeah,
altogether. So yeah, the
yeah,
business environment in China is really good for the businessmen because they don't have to think about a lot of things like the labor welfare. I mean, yeah, being a welfare country, China thinks about welfare of its laborers, but I don't think that companies are really, flogged off if they do something which is against the labor laws.
yeah. It is.
Yeah, because it follows a very scheduled like 9 to 5 or 8 to 8, 6 days a week kind of routine, and it's
Yeah,
really tiring. Even
I mean the world
we
is.
have that in India too, but being in a communist country where you cannot voice your opinions, things get much more worse.
Yeah, I mean the whole world is advancing towards a 4 hour work week, and these
Yeah.
people still following that 12
And
hour thing.
actually the people have now started realizing that how much it is important to for your mind to be kind of liberated, or it's very emotional satisfaction has become the new normal now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
people in China are even there were
I mean,
protests in
just
the
think
early
about the fact.
2019s, and even it's going on silently, that people want the government to actually reduce the working hours so that the people
Yeah,
can
and
work
no one is
on the
talking about this.
emotional satisfaction and stuff. But no one knows this because of course it's China.
They are just crushing these things from
Yeah,
the
and this
world
helps
media.
this MNC companies and big techs because this really helps them because they
Yeah,
don't have to
because
think
they
of
are getting more.
ah
Getting more inputs from the labor.
yeah,
I mean, you cannot do the same with the US labor
yeah.
because they will, of course, go out and voice their opinions.
Hmm.
But you can't do the same in China. So, of course, they're
Yeah,
getting more from the
that's
labors.
why that's why all these US companies and all the Western companies prefer China as their most preferred business destination.
Yeah. Okay, so now let us come to the third part of the episode.
Yeah, and that is India's probable move in capturing the market share, because we all know that this US and China trade war has become one of the best time for India to capture the market, because most of the US companies are now finding an alternative uh, you know alternative country or alternative place to set up their manufacturing hubs or their
Yeah.
headquarters.
I mean, companies like Samsung. They
Yeah.
are also now coming to India, and Apple,
Mm.
well, it was in talks, but I don't know what happened after that because
Yeah.
now the news is not so much in progress.
So India should actually, I think there are a lot
Number
of
one should be they should simplify their tax laws.
simplify the tax laws and also decrease the tax rate to a
Yeah,
certain extent, like, because of
because
course,
right
why
now we
would
want
people
to.
come and why would an investor invest in India if they don't get profit out of it? So
I
it
mean,
is,
right now we want to
yeah.
grow. We don't want to earn money. We want to
Yeah.
grow right now. So of course, the tax rate should go down, and ease of business should be there. I mean,
Yes.
whatever happened with the IT rules, I don't think it create
Hmm.
a very favorable impact, especially when it comes to ease of business. So
Yes.
yeah, maybe they should make some changes in the IT laws and then release it again.
Yeah, I mean, we don't criticize. We already made an episode on it, so please
Yeah,
watch it,
and
where
we'll
we
we'll
talked
give the
about,
link in
yeah,
description.
where we talked about that how we think it's not bad, but it just needs some minor changes that would actually make it a full-fledged better law than people think it is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
So talking about this, yeah, of course, if India wants to grow, it have to do some sacrifices and actually invite businesses to its land so that we can prosper. Of course, we need Atmanirbhar scheme. We want made in India things, but we also want foreign companies to invest in our country so that our made in India companies can get. It's not always about the competition thing, but you need competitiveness in an economy in order to
yeah,
grow.
so that people also have better choices.
Yeah. So that, and yeah, India should actually work on it, and I think this is the right time for the government to act on it, because all these years our governments have been really, really silent on this thing. But now it's high time. Either we don't do it now. If we don't do it now, we'll never be able to achieve our development wala peak.
Yeah. So, of course, now I think we should end this episode on this note.
Yeah.
And just we
Also,
want our international listeners and viewers to know one thing is that the concept you have about India, and I
is
know that is
really flawed.
no, no. I mean, I know that it is made from something like Washington Post and newspapers like that. But let me tell you, even recently, a newspaper, I think it was New York Times, that
Hmm.
made that they came out with a job profile of an news writer or something like that, and it was clearly stated that that person has to be anti-India.
Wow.
So if the this newspapers are themselves flawed, how can you rely on them for getting the for getting the correct
Yeah.
news, the
New.
correct information? And we will see that don't even rely on us. Go and do the research yourself.
Yes.
Know about less thing, but know about them purely. Don't have a flawed or biased knowledge
Opinions.
about something.
Yeah.
Yeah, opinion or knowledge about any topic. This
Yeah.
is what we'll suggest our listeners. And on this note, let us just end this episode. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.